Directed by Funke Akindele-Bello and Adeoluwa Owu, is a movie called A Tribe Called Judah, which explores the story of a family of boys who decided to rob a small mall to help their mother with her illness. However, on getting there, they were faced with armed robbers. You know that feeling when you want to go steal and you find another thief who has the same intention as you. That's the play I could see. It was very intriguing and I was so carried away. I was screaming and saying my own opinion of the next scene that would happen at the cinema. I had fun watching and I didn't have any regrets. Just a few errors or things I feel was wrong about the movie. Welcome to Top Niger Life. It's your girl Daughter Wears. Today we are going to be looking at one of the most talked about movies today, which was premiered today in the cinema. Without much talk, let's get into the video. Oh, hold on. If it is your first time watching this channel, do subscribe to the channel and turn on post notification so you will not miss out on anything. Drop out all your thoughts in the comment section below. The scenes open up with Funke, who has 5 boys with different personalities from different fathers. She is a very good mother who does not want to let go of her kids. She makes sure she brings them out from any trouble without leaving them to hurt. Pere was caught stealing, almost got burnt. Shino was arrested countless of times. Ejiro and his girlfriend was always begging for alms, pretending to be blind. For me, they didn't really need to add much of that to their character because the crazy lovers who were inseparable was enough to ground me. Emeka, Pere, Adamu, Ejiro, and Shino are the names of the boys that she had in this movie, and I must commend their performance. They really fell into character. Really, Shino and Pere was my lovers. I wasn't really into Emeka's character because it was too timid for a firstborn. Even though he sacrificed his life to save his brothers, he didn't command respect that like the rest of his brothers. The movie started from a woman who has no helper or husband, struggling to raise her boys, but things keep getting worse and going wrong. If her child is not caught stealing, police will arrest one, or the other is on the streets begging for arms. The only two that were responsible, which were the first and the second, had jobs that wasn't paying well. One worked as a security officer in a mall and the other was a sales rep at a furniture store inside the same mall. The title depicts the movie from what you were expecting to what you are not. A tribe. I thought it was a community, only to find out it was a family. Her kids are all from different fathers and different race, as well as, 2 of them were from Igbo, Emeka and Ejiro. One was from an Hausa man, Adamu, and the last 2 was from a Yoruba man, Shino and Pere. So she has kids from all over the tribe and she gave them a name, Judah, like a son name. So when all of them were asked who their father is or their son name, they would just be like Judah. So I call it a family of all tribes. Poverty was one of the things that was glaring in this story. Even though we are not given much information on the background, it shows that she didn't have a good relationship with their fathers, or she just wasn't someone a man wanted to marry, because how can you have 5 boys from 5 different men from different tribes and still no one married you? I'm just saying, I'm not sure. Tragedy struck after Pere was given a job too at the mall where his elder brothers worked as well, Emeka and Adamu. They weren't pleased and they had to give him a serious warning never to steal in the mall. Pere reported to their mother and she called them, scolded them, and then she was about leaving. She had a stroke and was rushed to the hospital. It was found out that she had a kidney failure which demanded 4 times in a week treatment or a kidney transplant. Those 4 times cost 100,000 per day. So 1 day in a week is 100,000. They need 400,000 in a week. Where were they going to get such an amount of money from? That's where the storyline begins. Now the transplant cost 80 million naira, which was another problem. Emeka was the first to try to get a loan from his boss, but he wasn't, successful because his boss turned him down, saying he doesn't have any money and that his container, which was held up in the sea, had been confiscated. This shattered Emeka as well as his hope. The next day he lost his job for leaving work without any notice to go see his sick mother and grandma after receiving a call from her to see that the mother's health was deteriorating. More pressure as Shino and his gang wanted to go collect money by force from a building under construction, Owomonile, but on getting there were police already surrounding the building, resulting them to having to retreat. Shino still insisted on going, but was held by his gang members that it was a no-go. Adamu also was hoping on getting an advance from his manager, but no avail. Testimony took her brother's car to use it as a cab to try and make a little money for Ejiro's mom's treatment. that love was very true. I felt it and I loved her acting. She switches up to this baby mood when she's doing anything related to Ejiro. After no tangible solution to their mother's health, which was slowly deteriorating, left with no other choice, they decided to go rob Emeka's boss, who had more money. He was into illegal business, dealing with dollars. He was into money laundering. After agreeing to go for the mission, they planned a day which was a party held in the mall, a costume party, allowing them to have a costume covering their face while they do what they came for. Just as they were about having a good night and a successful takeout, when taking the first batch of money out, another robbery squad came out of nowhere, shooting the guard, tying them up, and all hell broke loose. Now, I really enjoyed this movie. It was like I was inside of this movie. They communicated every single detail about this movie so lovingly and so perfect that you will want to watch it again. It's not a movie that you will watch once and not go back to. It's something you want to go back to again, to see those acting. The costume used in this movie was 100%. I must give it to them. From full care down to the special effects on the wounds and injury. The color combination added more life to the movie, adding extra fun to the characters. I love the costume used on the day of the costume party. The costumes was on point, and man, I love the other robber's costume. A united mask with something like money heist, but it was all black and fun. Cinematography. This movie was on point. On the cinematography, it was really interesting. I love Funke's look and the look the camera gave her. They told so many stories with the camera. It's giving that old, poor and loving woman who gave everything to raise her children without them being from the same father, which I'm still wondering how she was able to pull that off. Now, Ejiro, who as the last born, is my favorite character, and he's a lover boy, as in he's in love with a lady and they cannot stay away from each other. I love the scenes towards the ending when they had to escape and Ejiro had to call his girlfriend Testimony to elope with him. It was very, very funny. They were like, are you for real? We want to run away. We want that trouble and you're calling your girlfriend to go with us. She encountered a man who was about to attack the family on her way and she beat him up. You need to see the way she beat this young man up. It was so funny. I love how she was into character. This movie not only stole our hearts, but it gave us a little bit of suspense and drama. It was like we were in the movie. They told us the story with motion pictures and cinematography. Ekwe Etim played a very interesting character in this movie, a strict, wicked and jealous manager who didn't take a likeness into Emeka, saying he smells. She interpreted her role very well and I loved her acting. Timinini Egusi played the role of Pere and I must say he was deeply into character, carrying out his responsibility, balancing the family's personality. Well, I must confess he was on point and I give it to him. Emeka's character is not to be overlooked as he made us feel like we were the character. He made us understand and felt what he felt as the character. His good deed took his life. He never wanted to go to rob, but in the first place, he has to do it because of his mother's sake. Adamu's character was a bit low, but towards the ending, he became the character, which is understandable. Funke Akindele, the grandmaster of the movie, is a deal breaker. I must say she killed the movie with everything, from the way she carries herself and how she introduced the character. It was effortlessly funny. I laughed and I followed up. I was never lost as she interpreted her character with her face, mouth, body. Everything was acting down to her eyes. She was really into one of the best. She's really one of the best and a professional at what she does. Ratings. I would rate this movie an 8.5 over 10 for a job well done. They also did not interpret the languages they spoke. They only interpreted the same English we all understand. Like, interpret the other language. We want to hear it. Now, the conclusion. Funke is really taking over and her style and personality is becoming permanent. She is here to stay. And this movie not only will take over the festive period, she is taking over Nollywood. And she's taking Nollywood to the best level. Not the next level, the best level in directing and producing. Now that is all for today. I really hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know if you've seen this movie or will see this movie, your take on it and what you were expecting or what you wanted to happen in the movie. I will check up your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with my ratings? Let me know. See you guys later. Bye. Mwah.